There we go. All right. So go ahead and just stand with your feet comfortably under your hips. Every time I get up to standing, then I notice how it is a little crooked, but that's all right. Okay, toes pointed forward, lengthening the spine, tall, and letting your toes float up off the ground, just the toes, and then spread them back down. Good. Shoulders relax. Lengthening tall. We're going to inhale as we float the heels up and exhale, float back down. If you want bringing the arms into it, you can bring the arms with it. Inhaling as we lift up onto the toes, exhale down. So really starting to breathe fully and more deeply here, right? And just sort of grounding in, feeling centered, balancing a little bit up on the toes and exhaling down. And then we're just going to bring one knee up with our arms as we lift tall and lower back down. And then the other knee lifts up. Lengthen up. Exhale, back down. And then we're going to reach left arm up and lift right knee. Kind of stretch up and then lower down and reach right arm up as you lift your left knee. I'll see if I can do this and bring it down. So stretching up opposite arm and leg. Try to do it smoothly and gracefully. Reach and breathe. I can do it once I get going. Here we go. When you're even on both sides, you can let your feet relax and arms relax down. And then we'll bring our arms into a goal post, right? So feeling like your arms and your back are up against the wall, kind of, right? And you're tall. So we're going to lengthen our head and chest up and over like you're doing a little back bend, right? So arching your upper back. Kind of squeeze those shoulder blades together, or think of pressing your arms into a wall. And then we're going to come and round our upper back and let our arms come forwards towards each other. So really just the upper back is arching and rounding. Again, lifting up, drawing the arms back, kind of squeeze, and then coming forward as we round our upper back and bring our arms closer together. Good. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And then bringing our arms up out from our shoulders. We're going to inhale, exhale, twist. Still in our goalpost. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the other way. And center, inhaling. Twist. One more time. And then when we come back to center, let your arms straighten, relax down, give them a little shake, widen your legs apart so that you're in like second position. Toes are turned out a bit, heels turned in a bit. Find your squat however deep you want to go. So the knees try to line up over that second toe. So feel like you're sort of pulling your knees open, right? And we're just going to let our pelvic floor relax as we inhale. So just let it go. And then imagine you have this big squishy ball between your legs and you're going to gently squeeze and lift it up as you exhale, right? So you feel the inner thigh muscles and the pelvic floor engaged. So inhale, sit and relax, keeping those knees open. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Good. Inhale, sit. And exhale, squeeze and lift. And then we're just going to sit in our squat. Lift your left heel up. So just kind of go onto that left ball of the foot and lower. And lift your right heel up and lower. And lift both heels. And lower. And one more time, lift both heels up. Good. And lower and press all the way up. Legs come back towards each other, under the hips. Lift the hips. Let everything kind of circle around here. The joints move. And the other direction. I am so dripping right now. It's going to be hard to hold on to things because it's so humid here. All right, and then come to the end of your mat or wherever you're going to be, and we'll roll down. Taking an inhale as we exhale, letting head and shoulders, arms relax, letting the knees bend a little bit, probably, and just hang here. And letting the legs bend and straighten. Releasing the head and neck. And then we're going to stack our spine back up. So let the knees bend a little bit, tucking our pelvis under as we stack everything up. Arms relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And then when we come up, inhaling, exhaling, roll back down. And hang. Maybe you can touch the floor, the mat, maybe not. You can always put your hands on your thighs. So we're going to bend one leg and then the other. So straightening one as you bend the other, alternate. Feeling the hips kind of shifting around a bit. And centering, walking our hands out into pike, spreading fingers wide. Lifting the tailbone. However you like to do this, you can walk your heels, you can move your body, let it shift around. Just press the heel and lift the tailbone. We'll stretch in the back side. And then we can walk our hands a little farther out or all the way into a plank, just however far your body feels like going, right? Don't have to come all the way down. And just taking a couple of deep breaths. And then letting our knees come to the mat and bringing ourselves around to our back. So onto the back, feet close in toward the hips. And just letting your body relax here. Oh, so take a nice full breath, nice deep breath. And as we exhale, we can feel our low back kind of come into the mat. Tailbone starts to curl up a little bit. Good. And then relax and inhale. And then as we exhale, tailbone's curling up. We're going to peel our spine off the mat, one bone at a time, into our bridge. And as we relax our shoulders and press our hips up and inhale, we're going to let our spine melt down on our exhale. Hips come down last. See how much movement we can get in our spine here. Inhale. Exhale, peel off the mat. Feeling one vertebra at a time, lifting up. And at the top of our bridge, we're going to press that right hip up. Let the left hip drop just a little bit. And exhale down the left side of the spine. So we don't want our legs to move. It's just a small tilt of our pelvis. And centering on our inhale, peel off the mat on your exhale. And then at the top, we press our left hip up. We let our right hip drop just a little bit and exhale down right side of the spine. And back to center as we inhale. Exhale up again, peel the spine off the mat. At the top of our bridge, we're going to bring our arms over our head, let them relax on the floor. And then stretching the spine down, letting the hips stay up till the end. Letting the pelvis relax. Clasping the hands behind the head here. We're going to lengthen and lift the elbows a little bit. Inhale, exhale, pressing head and shoulders up. Good. And just, you don't have to lift very high, but just hanging out here. We're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, curling the tailbone up, feeling those hips lift a little bit off the mat. Right. And then inhale everything back into neutral. Good. Exhale, curl the tailbone up. Inhale, feel like you're sort of stretching your low back right back down onto the mat. Good. And then again, exhale, curl the tailbone up. And as the tailbone curls up, we're going to lie our head and shoulders back down onto the mat and continue peeling our spine all the way up. So we really try to get some articulation of our spine here. And then as we exhale, we're going to melt the spine down. And then just as that low back comes to the mat, our head and shoulders come up. And then we relax that tailbone down. Good. And then we curl the tailbone up, and then our head and shoulders come back down as we peel off the mat. So sort of a seesaw movement, really articulating the spine. So we melt the spine down. As we get to the low back, our head and shoulders come up, pelvis relaxes, and then we curl tailbone. Sort of feel like you're stretching your shoulders and head back down onto the mat. Okay. Lengthening and articulating our spine in this wave-like motion. Right? Curl up and come back down. Last one. Try to get some space between our vertebrae. Right? And this time when we let our hips come down and our bridge, we can just relax. So when you get finished with this one, hips on the mat, just let everything relax. And then releasing our head, we're going to lift our right leg and just place both hands on top of your thigh, of the knee there. Inhale. As you exhale, press your hands into your legs into your hand. And then relax as you inhale. Right, so exhale, press. Inhale, relax. Again, you're going to feel your little bit of a curl of that tailbone as we get our low belly muscles engaged. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press. Good. And then go ahead and put that foot down. Lift your left leg up and press hands there. Inhaling, exhale, press. Inhale, relax. Exhale, press. Inhale, relax. So nothing's really moving, right? We just feel that engagement. And then go ahead and bring your right leg up here to meet. So they're both in tabletop. And we're going to go into a single leg stretch. So go back to the right leg. As you stretch your left leg long, you're going to press hands into your right leg, leg into hands, right? Same thing. And then switch. So we're pressing on that leg as we stretch our opposite leg out. Now, if you want to add more challenge, curl up. So lift head and shoulders and press and reach. Or you can keep your head on the mat. Just make sure your low back is on the mat. Okay, so this is too much for your neck. Good, and then we're going to take it into crisscross. So bring your hands behind your head, lift up if you're not already lifted up, and then we're going to add that rotation. So you stretch out, rotate, stretch out, rotate. So elbow points toward opposite knee, or you can think of your shoulder pointing toward the opposite knee. Supporting our head with our hands. Breathe. All right, when you feel even on both sides, come to center, relax your head down and hug your knees and just let your body relax. Rock side to side, rock around. So everything relax. And then we'll bring our legs back into that bent knee position here, however you feel comfortable. And then arms out from the shoulders. We're just going to open our left knee out to the side. Hold that right leg steady. And then exhale it back up. Open the right knee out to the side. And exhale it back up. And then we're going to open our left knee to the side and then take the right leg towards it. Keeping your right shoulder anchored and then lifting the right knee up and the left knee back to the top. So starting with our right knee to the right side, following it with your left leg. They don't have to be together, but just they're going to follow each other, and then lift left leg and the right leg. And then as you go side to side like this, fanning the legs, you might find you can get a little bit farther as you get used to, your body gets used to this twisting, right? So open, follow, and lift, and follow. Getting a little farther maybe. And then when you get back to the first side you started with, open the knee, take that other leg toward it, and see if you can bring your legs all the way to the ground. They might not be together, that's okay. Try to keep your right shoulder anchored. Take a breath. Maybe you can straighten your top leg. Add a little more stretch to that. And then let it bend, and then lift the top knee, bottom knee will go to the other side. So I'm going to the right leg, left leg, and they both come all the way slowly down to the ground. Try to keep your opposite shoulder on the ground. I'll scooch myself over so I can straighten my leg. And if you want, you can straighten your top leg for that extra little stretch through our hip. Or not. Good. And then bend the knee, lift the top knee, lift the bottom knee up. Center your hips if you feel like you need to. And then we're going to straighten the legs to the ceiling. Now they may not be all the way straight. That's okay. Just unbend the legs, maybe a half bend or something if you can. Open your left leg out to the side. See if you can take your right leg over. And lift the right leg and then the left leg. So it's a little more challenging, right? Open the right leg out, take the left leg over. Use your exhale to lift that leg and follow it with the right leg. So side to side, fanning our legs, maybe just a little bit more weight. Yeah. Breathe. When you're even on both sides and you come to the top, go ahead and grab hold of your right leg, put your left foot on the ground. Here's if you want a strap or a band, you can hook it around your right foot. And then you're just going to stretch your left leg long. And we're going to stretch this right leg. So you might hold onto your leg and curl up, or you might have a strap or a band around your foot, just however you like to do this stretch here. Just going to use my hands. You can move your foot, put some movement. And then we'll go ahead and take some circles here. So if you want to use a band for circles, you can just, have that band around your foot and have your hands holding onto it, or maybe take your arms out from your shoulders. Leg goes across the body, sweep it down, around, and exhale back. So letting the hips really move as we take these nice big circles, anchoring the left leg, relaxing our shoulders. Using our breath. It's really good for our hips. And then we'll reverse our circles, other direction. If you do have any popping in your hips, always just let your knee be a little bent, or you can externally rotate your leg. That will also help with that. Nice big circles that way. And then when we come to the top of our circle, we're going to grab hold of this leg, stretch the knee in, give it a stretch. And then we're going to curl our head and shoulders up, grab hold behind your thigh, and rock yourself up, and then straighten that leg up. You can still have a strap or a band around it if you want. And we're just going to stretch it here. So we're going to lengthen our spine and just pull the leg towards our belly and kind of pulling it in towards us. And then go ahead and let your leg come back down to the mat. And you can hook your band around or strap around both feet if you want, or just grab hold of your feet if you're able to. Take a stretch over your legs. Then we will take a little slow roll onto our back, and we're going to go to the other leg, right? So you're going to go ahead and bring that left leg in. And give it a stretch to the ceiling. So again, with the band or strap if you want, or just your hands. We're going to really stretch our right leg long. Move your foot. If you'd like, you can do a little movement with that foot and ankle. Always a good opportunity for that, right? And then we will, again, use the band if you want, or just let your arms come onto the ground for circles. Okay, so taking it across and sweeping down, around, and back. Really breathe with this. Let the shoulders relax, pelvis move. I'm doing about 4 circles each way. So whatever, count your circles, and then you can reverse your circles around the other way. So opening out and lifting up. Like circles are a gift to mankind, I always say. And then when you finish your circles, just hug your knee in, give it a good stretch, move it around. And then we're going to hold on to our leg and curl up and rock up, finding your hands moving towards your ankle here, and stretch, lengthening the spine. My leg is so slippery, I'm going to hold on my foot. Slippery. Yeah, breathe. And then we'll lower that leg down. And again, take a stretch over both legs, however you like. That works for you. Stretch. Fold forward, fold, stretch. And we're going to roll onto our back. Bring your shoulders, just your shoulders to the ground, hands behind the head. So your head and shoulders are off the ground, supporting our head. We're going to lift our right leg up. Good. And then lift your left leg up, bring your right leg down. And then switch. And switch. And switch. And if you need to bend your knees, you can. But we're going to add the little rotation. So we're going to take this, whatever leg is up, you're going to rotate opposite shoulder toward knee and switch, just like crisscross. And you can do crisscross instead. If this is too hard for you, feel free to bend your legs and just go into crisscross like that, right? So either one. And when you're even on both sides, bring both legs up, lay down, hug your knees again. Take a little, let's circle the legs. Take a little rock and then just kind of stir the legs and kind of let your hips totally let go, right? So stirring the legs in opposite circles, opposite directions. Just whatever feels good to your body. And then we're gonna roll on our spine. So if you're not able to do that, then you're not going to do this part. But if you're able to hold on and kind of do a little rocking of your spine, a little roll, rock and roll here. And then we'll eventually come up all the way. Our knees bent in front of us. We're going to hold on behind our thighs. Just give your shoulders a little circling and rolling around for a moment. All right, and then we're going to lift tall and just slightly lean back so your back is flat. Just rainbow one arm, take it up, following it behind us until our fingernails touch the ground, and then bring it back. And then we'll rainbow our other arm, following it back. And bring it back to the leg and lift up. And you can continue to hold on under your legs. And we're going to inhale as we exhale, curling the tailbone under and rounding back. So everybody's going to be in a different place for roll up. So you want to do whatever works for you. If you can go all the way down and then come all the way up without warming up, great. If you need to go part way down, if you need to walk up your legs, let your knees do whatever they need to do. Just the main thing is we want to control it. We want to let our shoulders remain relaxed, chest open as we roll up and down, right? So it's really kind of the way you might want to use your band if you want to do band around the feet and roll up and down. Just kind of warming up with our roll-ups here. Taking it as it works for you today. It's earlier where you are, so I try to be sympathetic to your body's waking up, whereas I'm much more awake. Deep breath. Good. And then whenever you move to the top of your roll up, we're going to just add a little more to that. We're going to see if we can cross our arms over our chest. Okay? And you can have your legs bent, straight, whatever you like, but lift the spine and then just kind of hinge back and then curl the tailbone under, round all the way back. Good. And then you might release your arms and reach forward to come back up, or you might keep your arms where they are if you feel like you can come up, right? So inhale, lean back, exhale, round all the way. And then after we get warmed up, we might inhale, exhale, roll up, be able to keep our arms here or not, right? So it's kind of like wherever you're at. Just take a couple more times. So we're going to lean and then round way down. Deep breath. Roll back up. So obviously, it's adding more weight with our arms across the chest, more difficulty, right? So do whatever works for you. And then whenever you come back to the top on this one, you can stay there. And we'll create a diamond with our legs. So feet together, knees open, heart. And then we'll just stretch forward here, reaching past the feet if you can, but just ever let those hips and legs relax. Just kind of relax. That's the main thing we want to do, right? So let that totally relax there as you stretch. And then we'll come up and we'll just turn toward one knee and anchor that opposite hip as you kind of stretch forward over that leg. So instead of bringing our head toward our knee here, try to anchor your hips down. And then walking back, sitting, turn toward the other knee. Just kind of walk your hands away and just relax forward over, anchoring the sits bones. And walking the hands back up to sitting. Right. You know, lift the legs, straighten them. Roll onto our back, bring our arms over our head. And we're going to clasp our hands, keep our legs together. See if we can roll our whole body onto our side, body roll, which we haven't done in a while. So come on to whatever side you want to start with. And this top arm, just put your hand on the ground, glue the legs together, inhale. As we exhale, we're going to lift the legs as high as we can without letting them come apart. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift the legs like they're one leg. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. And let's add the torso a little bit with that. So as we exhale the legs up, we're also going to press head and shoulders up, however high you're comfortable. Inhale everything down and exhale, lift up, press up. Inhale, lower down. And exhale, press up. And lower down and relax. Good. And then you can let your knees bend. So they're just kind of bent about halfway or so. And then lift your top leg. And we're just going to swing it forward and back. So just kind of give that leg a swing, back, forward and back. And then we're going to circle. So next time we go back, lift up and around to the front and swing it back and up and around. It's a nice big circle with your leg, opening that hip, and then we'll reverse our circle. And breathe. And then let your leg relax down next time it comes to your bottom leg. And then stretch that top leg long, foot flexed. We're going to kick forward and reach back. So legs straight, kick and reach. Inhale and really stretch it back. Good. Next time we stretch back, we're going to stay there. Bend the knee, heel to butt. Bring your knee up in front, reach to your heel. So bicycle, and then stretch back. Bend the knee, bring the knee up, stretch to your heel, and reach back. Nice and big. Get all the joints moving, right? Nice big bicycle. And the next time we reach back, we're going to reverse, kick forward, bend, heel to butt, stretch that leg back. Really reach back. Yeah, and kick. Good. Next time we reach back, we're going to stay there. Reach our top arm away from our leg and stretch. And we're going to switch. So we're going to follow our arm behind us as our leg comes forward. And then we're going to lift our leg and arm and switch again. Leg goes back, arm goes forward, and stretch. And switch again. Leg goes up, arm goes up, and switch. And then lifting up, arm forward. You can go ahead and let your leg bend and relax, your hand on the ground. We're going to press up to our elbow. So elbows under the shoulder. And you can straighten your top leg here. Press your arm into the ground to lift the ribs, lift the hips, lift the arm, and see if you can follow your arm over your head a bit and kind of stretch that arm toward the ground. So you're arcing or rainbowing the arm, right? And then lifting it up and then lowering the hips down. Yeah, and if that's uncomfortable for your shoulder, you don't have to bring your arm over your head. So lift up, but if you can, reach and kind of really get a stretch under that shoulder. And then lift and back down. So we're just making an arc. One more. Breathe. Arc it over. And then lift and lower down and go ahead and come up to mermaid. And if this leg doesn't want to fold back, it can be out to the side to what I call half mermaid. And we're going to take a stretch to the side. The other side that we didn't stretch, right? So then, and then we're going to press up. Just take one stretch to this side. So if this leg is folded, you're going that way. And lift up. So we're going to do a little twisting here. So we're going to let's go to the side where the knee is bent in front. You're going to bring that hand a little behind you, and you're just going to spiral back and sort of twist and look back. And then we're going to take our arms up and over, kind of rainbow them, and then spiral to the other side. So just kind of twisting and looking behind you. We'll spiral twist. And then again, lengthen the arms up, arc them over to the other side, and pull into a little twist. And then lifting, one arm follows the other one more time. So taking it back. And around to forward. Take your top leg that you just worked, cross it over your bottom leg for a little hip stretch. Now you can do that however it works for you. You might like to stack your legs and fold forward, or if that doesn't work, you can also hug your knee, press your hips into the ground, or do a figure four, right? So whatever feels good to your hip, just taking a moment here. And although we could stay there for a long time, we're going to come up. We have to go to our other side. So coming onto our back by rolling down. Come onto your other side. Arms go over the head. Arms and legs together, and we roll our whole body. Hopefully we can do it on this side. Oh, not as easy. And you can just put your top hand on the ground. Inhale, glue the legs together. As we exhale, we're going to float the legs up. And inhale, float them down. Exhale, float them up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Adding our torso with that, right? As we lift the legs, we can also just press the head and shoulders up as much as it's comfortable. And breathe up and lower down and float up and lower down. One more. And lower down and relax and let your legs bend, about halfway bend there. Lift the top leg, you're going to swing it up, swing it back. The knee bent. And then we'll take it into circles as we swing back. We lift up and around, and back and up and around. Opening that hip. Just whatever speed works for you. You don't have to go fast. You don't have whatever feels good to your hip. And then we'll reverse the circles. Good. And then letting the legs relax together for a moment. And then we'll straighten that top leg with the foot flexed, reach to the heel, kick forward, and point back. So inhale, really kick the leg as big as we can without moving our torso, which isn't so hard when you're lying down. And the next time we reach back, go into a bicycle bend, pull the knee up, reach to the heel, and stretch that leg back. Try to do the full, each part of that bicycle, right? Full movement. Good. And the next time we go back, we're going to reverse our bicycle. Get all the joints moving. Great. And the next time our foot reaches back, we stay there and reach our arm away from our leg. Stretch. And then we're going to lift the arm and leg and follow the arm back. And switch again, lifting up, arm goes forward, leg goes back. Stretch. And lifting up, switching, leg forward, arm back. And coming back to bringing our legs together, letting them relax, hand on the ground, press up to the elbow, the elbows under shoulder, straighten the top leg. All right, so we'll press the ribs, pressing the ground, lift the ribs, lift the hips, reach the arm, and if you're able to arc over your head, stretch, and then lift up and lower the hips back down. But whatever works for you, lifting and arcing, lifting and lowering. Breathe. And next time our hips lower down, we'll come up to mermaid on this side, or half mermaid, or whatever works for you. And then we'll take a side stretch here. And then we will take a side stretch the other way, just kind of leaning into that stretch a little bit. And coming up for a few twists. So you're going to take your arm behind you and then just spiral back, right? So you'll feel your hip lift a little bit as you press. And then rainbow the arms up and over to the other side. Looking back, spiral twist, and then up and over, twisting to this first side. And then one more time, spiraling around, other side. And coming around to face forward so we can do a little hip stretch. You might stack your legs, or you might like a figure 4 stretch. Whatever feels good to you on this side. So let's kind of explore a little hip stretch here. You can also, of course, move your head and neck around too, and let your neck release. So we'll come onto our all fours from here. And I'm going to put our fingers wide, putting them where they want to go. Always feel free to have padding under things. And let's stretch our left leg back. And we're going to lift it up. And then looking forward, kind of arching here. And then just looking down, you're going to bend your elbows and lowering our head down toward the mat. And then we're going to press up and lower the legs. So a little seesaw movement. Bending elbows as our leg lifts, leg lowers as we straighten our arms, right? So a little seesaw push up. However far down your head goes, doesn't matter. Just bend and then after you finish this one, we'll switch. So bring that knee under, stretch your right leg back and lift it up. And start with just a little arch looking forward as you lift your leg. And then looking down, bending the elbows. Leg lowers as you press up and bend and lift. Lower. Yeah. Seesaw rocking motion. And I'm not saying where the elbows need to point this time. They can do it. You can do however you want. Right, wherever those elbows want to go. Good. Last one. And then we can bring our knee under us. Press back toward your heels. And then curling the tailbone under, you're going to round your back and lift up. And then we're going to go into an extension, straightening the legs. So kind of like an up dog extension here. Lifting the chest. And then coming back, curling the tailbone under, rounding and pressing back toward the heels. And then lifting our back up and extension into up dog. I'm going to call it up dog because that's what it is in yoga. And then back, curling the tailbone under, pressing back toward the heels, and lifting our spine and extension forward. This time we'll stay here for a moment. And then just look over your left shoulder. Look toward your left foot. And back around and look over your right shoulder. And back to forward and lift up. curl the tailbone under, press back to your heels and relax for a moment. Stretch out. Giving our hands a break. And then we'll come onto our elbows. Elbows under the shoulders. Position. And we're going to press our arms into the mat. Press the front of our pelvis into the mat with our legs straight back. We're going to kick with one foot and then reach back. So kick with the other foot and stretch back. Single leg kicks. Right? Kick and reach. Really keeping our pelvis pressing into the ground. Kick, reach, and breathe. And when you're even on both sides, relax your legs. We're going to bring our elbows in toward our waist so our hands are under our shoulders, wherever you're comfortable there, but draw those elbows in. Good. And you're just going to start by lifting our head and chest, sort of pressing up a bit and lowering back down. So don't think that you have to go all the way up, but just kind of press into the ground to lift and lower down. And then next time we come down, we're going to take our right hand a little bit higher up. So it's kind of, you're just going to kind of extend it about a foot higher up in front of you. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lift up, pressing into the ground. And we're going to turn and look over our left shoulder and come back around and lower down. And then, so it's a crooked swan, okay? Lengthen up, press into the hands to lift up, turn and look over your left shoulder, and back to face forward and lower down. Good, one more time. Lengthen up, pressing up, turn and look over your left shoulder, and back, forward, lower down, and then switch. So the left arm is up a bit, right hand by the under the shoulder. Lengthen up, press into the hands, turn and look over the right shoulder. Back to forward and lower down. Good. Breathe, press up, turn and look over the right shoulder. And back forward and lower down. One more time. Good. And back to facing forward and down, and bring both hands back under the shoulders, elbows in. So we're going to lift both legs, or try to lift both legs as high as they lift. Good. And lower down, and then lifting your whole torso with your arms off the mat. Lift up and lower down, lift the legs. And then as the legs go down, we lift our torso and our arms. So the arms are floating up with us. And then we lower down, lift the legs go down. It's a seesaw motion, sort of a swan rocking variation. Okay, legs lift, and then we lift our torso. And lower down, lift the legs, then lift the torso. And down, lift the legs, lift the torso. You're gonna really feel your back muscles, especially your low back muscles. Yeah. All right, and then go ahead and relax everything down. And we're going to press ourselves up all the way onto our knees. Stretch back to the heels, a little back stretch. Child's pose stretch. Good. That strengthening of our low back, that is so good for us, and helps to prevent bone loss, right? Getting into the low back with the arching and the strengthening. Also good for our kidneys. All right. Right, so go ahead and come up. We're going to come around to sitting on the mat again. So let's take with our knees bent. So drippy. I have to peel. I'm going to pull my clothes off my skin. So holding on behind your legs, we're just going to do a little bit of a little teaser exercise. So use your hands on your legs as much as you need to. So we're going to curl the tailbone under, round back, and as our back starts to come onto the mat, we lift our legs up. Good. And you can either release your hands or hold on to your legs. Good. Lie down. Inhale. As you exhale, curl up and straighten the legs. Lift up. And use your hands or not. Good. And then letting the knees bend, we roll back onto our back. We can bring our arms to the ceiling. We can bring our arms behind us, whatever. Inhale, exhale, reach, roll back up. And letting our knees bend. Obviously, it's a roll up with your legs in the air, right? That's what Pilates is. It's roll ups. Inhale, exhale, up. Inhale, exhale, back down with control. Good. And breathe. And then whenever you finish the one you're on and you're up, go ahead and come up all the way. Bring the feet down. Yeah. We're going to sit with our legs. Have to throw a teaser in there. Legs in a straddle if you're comfortable. Otherwise, you can sit with your legs in a different position. But if you're able to straddle the legs, lift the sits bones, bring your hands forward. Just stretch. And then we'll just do a little soft stretch. You can also have your knees bent, right? So you can sit tall. And then we're going to rotate, anchoring our sits bones, reach across for that opposite foot. You can pull on it if you want. Lift up tall, rotate, reach across. Anchoring the hips. Breathe and reach across. Use your back hand to help you, or you can just reach it away from your forward hand. Just going until you feel like you're stretched out enough and you're even on both sides. Yeah, one more for me. Then when you come up when you finish and come up, go ahead and just relax your shoulders, give them a little roll. Your head kind of rolls forward and around to side to side. And thank you all for coming. You hit this button here.